Hey guys, welcome back to the SharePoint Beginner to Advanced series. In today's video, we are going to learn about SharePoint Document Libraries. We will understand how documents are stored, managed, secured, and shared in SharePoint. First, I will explain the key concept so that everyone gets a clear understanding. After that, we will move to a live demo where I will show each step practically in SharePoint. Before we begin, let me quickly explain what we will cover in today's video. First, we will see how to create document library in SharePoint. Then we will learn how to upload files and folders and how SharePoint manages them inside a library. After that, we will enable version history so SharePoint can automatically track changes made to the documents. Then we will understand how to use metadata to organize document in smarter way instead of depending only on a folders. We will also learn about check-in and check-out, which helps avoid conflicts when multiple people work on the same document. Finally, we will see how to share files securely, making sure only the right people have access. By the end of this session, you will clearly understand how to use SharePoint document libraries effectively. So, what is document library? A SharePoint document library is a centralized place to store documents such as Word files, Excel files, PDFs, images, and folders. Instead of saving files on personal laptops, emails, or shared drives, everything is stored in one common location. Unlike a normal folder, a document library provides advanced features that helps teams work together efficiently. These features includes version history to track changes, metadata to organize files better, permissions to control access, check-in and check-out to manage editing, secure sharing inside and outside the organization. In simple words, a document library is a smart folder built for collaboration. So why to use document libraries? So many organizations face issues when documents are stored in emails or shared folders. One common problem is multiple copies of the same document. Different people work on different files and it becomes unclear which one is correct. Another issue is confusion about the latest version. People often ask like, is this the final documents? So to avoid such questions, we can use SharePoint document libraries. There is also a risk of accidental overrides where someone changes get lost. In addition, there is often no proper control over access, which can expose sensitive files. So document libraries solve all these problems. So they provide one central place for documents, automatic version tracking to track who changes and what is the latest version, control access and security, like the file or the document folder is shared with the correct person or not. Safe and structure collaboration. That is why organization prefer using SharePoint document libraries. Now let's understand the difference between a normal folder and a document library. So first we will see a normal folder. Like it does not maintain version history, does not support metadata, has limited permission controls, is difficult to search, does not support real-time collaboration. A document library, on the other hand, maintains complete version history, uses metadata for better organization, support detailed permission settings, makes searching document easy, allow multiple users to collaborate at the same time. So this is the main reason why organizations prefer SharePoint document libraries over traditional shared folders. Now that we understand the concept, let's move to the live demo. So now I am inside my SharePoint site. So although SharePoint provides a default document library, in real projects, we usually create a separate libraries for better organization and security. So to create a new document library, I'll click on this new button and I'll select a document library. I'll click on this blank. Here, let's give our library a name. I'll write a small description and I'll click on this create button. So creating libraries helps us apply different permissions, metadata, policies per project. So this is how I have created my new document library. Now let's upload some document into this library. I'll click on this files. I'll add all the three types of document libraries like Excel file, Word file, or PDF file. So as you see, I've uploaded the files. So SharePoint also allows us uploading individual files or complete folders. So let's now try to upload a folder. So this folder will of all file during design. Only this you have trust on this side. So I'll click on this upload. So when folders are uploaded, the structure is preserved automatically, making migration very easy. For basically, this folder already has a file. So as you see, I had three columns when I created the document library: name, modified, and modified by. So it automatically gets created in the multi-level folders also. So this is how we upload files and folders in a document library. So now let's understand. So now let's about versioning settings in SharePoint Document Library. So versioning is one of the most important features in SharePoint because it helps us track changes, protects our documents, and recover previous version if something goes wrong. So in simple term, versioning means SharePoint automatically saves a history of a document every time it is edited. So instead of losing changes, we can always go back to earlier version. So for that, let us go to setting and click on this library setting. Here we can see we have an option of versioning setting. So this is how versioning settings all about. So first we have a content approval. So content approval controls whether document must be approved before they become visible to us. So if this is set to yes, newly uploaded or modified documents remain in a pending state until an approver approves them. So enable this when documents need formal review such as policies or legal files. Second, we have document versioning. So, version history allows SharePoint to keep track of changes made to documents. So here we are creating major versions, which means every saved changes creates a new version like 1, 2, 3, and so on. This helps us restore previous version if something goes wrong. So, major and minor version when used when drafts are needed before final permission. Like if I have a draft and multiple people are working on it, so if I have made the changes and same time second person has made the changes, so if my version gets saved first it will be 1. If somebody saved the same file it will be 1.1 and it's a 1.2 and go on. So next we have version time limit. So this setting controls whether older versions should be deleted automatically over time. Since no time limit is selected, SharePoint will retain versions regardless of how old are they. So why it matters? So useful for compliance audits or long-term document tracking. Version count limits. So let us keep it as 500. Here, so why SharePoint is configured to keep up to 500 major versions of each document. Once this limit is reached, the older versions are automatically deleted to manage store efficiently. Adjust this number based on document importance and storage consideration. We have like draft item security. So this setting controls who can see draft versions of documents. Currently, anyone with read access can see draft items. This option is relevant only when minor versions of content approvals are enabled. Last is require checkout. Require checkout ensures that only one person can edit a document at a time. Since this is set to no, multiple users can open and edit documents simultaneously using co-authoring. So enable checkout for sensitive documents where parallel editing must be avoided. So these settings together control how documents are reviewed, versioned, secured, and edited in a SharePoint document library. So now every time someone edits a document, SharePoint saves the previous version. We can see who made the change. We can restore older versions if something goes wrong. So this completely eliminates the need for file name like final underscore version one, version two, final underscore final, something like that. Let me show how version history works. So I'll select this budget.xls. I'll open this file. I'll add some column like test, name, number. I'll click on this save. The file gets saved. Now I'll close this file. I'll click on this three dots. Here we will get an option of version history. So here you can clearly see version numbers, modified by, and modified date, and we can restore any version. Like this is the current version, I edited something like that, and if you open a file again, those three columns are will be presented in an Excel. If I'll click on this restore and I'll click on OK, see a new version has been created. But now if I go and check the file, those three columns will not be present. See, so this is how version work in SharePoint Document Library, and it helps very much to track the changes made in the particular document file or folder. Now let's add some metadata columns. So metadata is information about a document. So we will add some columns. Let's add a choice column. I'll name it as a status. I'll add some status. I'll click on this save. Now let's add another choice column for categorize the document. Now we'll add a person columns to get to know who is the owner of the particular document. So metadata allows us to organize documents without creating complex folder structure, and it also improves search and filtering. So let's now assign metadata values to each document. And for that, I'll click on this edit and grid option. I'll select a random kind of options, technical, and just select this adhesive grid view. So this helps user understand the document status and category without opening the file. Now let's talk about checkout, which is extremely important for critical documents. For that, we will go to library setting and versioning setting. Here, as you saw, require checkout option. It was default selected as no. We will click on this yes and we will click on this OK. So when checkout is enabled, only one person can edit the document at a time. Others can open the document only in the read-only mode. This prevents overwriting each other's changes. This is especially useful for documents like contract, project plans, policies, legal documents. So let's see how file sharing works in SharePoint. I'll click on this project and I'll click on this share button. So when we click share, it will open a link setting panel. I'll click on this setting. It will see this is the link setting panel. So I have got multiple options here, like anyone, people in my organization, only people exist and access, people you choose. So what is like, I'll explain one by one each of them. So anyone, here with this option, the link can be accessed. Anyone with the link can access the file. This is usually restricted in organizations. Second, we have people in the organization. Here you can see I have my organization name. So only internal users can access after signing in. This is the most common option used by every organization or most of the organization. Third, we have option with existing access. So this option does not grant new access. It only copies the link. And the last one is people you choose. This is the most secure option because only selected users can access the file. Uh, Here we have different permissions also. Uh, can view and can't download. So basically, can view is like only read only access, and can't download is like view online, but the user cannot download it. We have another way of apply a permission to a particular file, which is like manage access. So now let's open manage access. which shows the actual permission applied to the file. So this shows users who have been given direct access, like people tab. This shows users who have been given direct access. This is a group tab. This shows access inherited from SharePoint groups like owners, members, and visitors. Third, we have link tab. This shows all sharing links created for this file, and from here we can remove or disable link. Uh, we have option here is stop sharing. So when we click on this stop sharing, it removes all the direct access and restores default permission. So always remember, share is used to give access, manage access is used to review or remove access. For an example, for auditing and security, we always use manage access. So that's it. Today we learn what a document library is, why document libraries are better than normal folders, how version history works, how metadata helps organize documents, how to check out prevent conflicts, how secure sharing and manage access works. So document libraries are foundation of secure document collaboration in SharePoint. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and continue the SharePoint learning journey. See you in the next episode.